Yeah, we can see a screen.
Okay, yeah. Moving on, for the Sprint 13, we have taken the customer module. Along with that organization also we have delivered it. Actually, it was not planned, but what we thought was for the vendors, we need a organization. So we took it on a priority because the data will the comes from organization to vendors and customers both. So we have taken up that and we have delivered that. So in the customers, so all the user stories, whatever it's planned is delivered, except you can see here the contacts edit, because the inline edit was the asked and it was a requirement. So inline edit we are delivering in vendors. It's a reusable component. At that time, we are going to implement it for contacts also. So this user story already I have moved it to the Sprint 14. So the only contacts edit is not, we had planned, but we are not able to deliver it. And for preference and all other user stories for customers is as per the plan. It is delivered. It's available in QA. With yeah, there are the open issues are there that we are going to fix parallelly. And organization, it was a new requirement, and it was taken consideration this sprint, and we have delivered it. So around 6 user stories were designed, and we have developed that, and its testing is part is also done. And the next part is this is the feedback received during a sprint 12 demo. So in this, only the first two, like airport public holiday, the removal and services should made as a mandatory. This is the only two we have taken, and remaining the feedbacks we will be taking in sprint 14. The reason for it is like in this sprint, the customers had a couple of we had some technical complexity, and that's the reason we thought of on priority we targeted to deliver the sprint deliverables. But yeah, I have already made a note of this, and Jira ID is also available here. I have already moved this, the task to the sprint 14, and the allocation is also done, like, who is going to work on which task. So that will be taken care in the next sprint. And yeah, the sprint visibility call, we got these four feedbacks. In that, two is already implemented, three is implemented. That expiration, the date checkbox, that is available in dev. And yeah, data, the issue in the aircrafts, that is development is still in progress maybe, but today build or tomorrow build we are going to the release to the QA. For this also, Jira ID is documented. And this is the user improvement feedback. I have added the improvement, the what we have discussed in the visibility call. You can see the, like, the sprint on sprint. I will be appending it to the current deck. So the loading issues to be analyzed. We have analyzed and we have made some code optimization. So ideally, the whatever we have noticed also, we are not getting much loading issue now. And naming convention to be revisited for all modules. That is already I have created a user story for it. Maybe in the the vendor sprint deliverables, we will have a separate discussion for it. Then we will come to a the we can come to a conclusion that, okay, what is the hierarchy or what is the uniformity we have to follow for all the modules. Then we are going to implement it. And yeah, there was one more feedback asking, like, in the preference and capabilities, countries and airports. Actually, it was previously it was separate. Then after having a discussion, we clubbed it together in the table. So like, we are expecting a final confirmation from the Jimmy and Safwan, like how to proceed further for it. So I have already added in user improvement feedback. What I'm going to do is I will going to add the Jira ID for remaining, the feedbacks also, which we can take up. And these are the open issues. There are, couple of, I can't say couple. There are, this release we have the more defects are still, in open state. Yesterday we had released with a more bug fix. Today also we have a release, and yeah, these are the couple of, the corner issues and the issues which are, the present in current build. So this is the overall, the picture of our, the Sprint 13. Now we'll start with the demo. Shruti is going to walk through us on the features.
Hi all, Shruti here. I would like to walk through to the Sprint 13 demo. First, I would like to take up the organization module. In this, we have implemented AG grid. We have only 3 fields: name, customer type, and vendor type displayed. I'll create an organization. Type field is a multi-select. We can select customer and vendor both. Right now, I'm selecting customer.
We need to include operator in the drop-down field as well. Customer, vendor, customer, operator, and vendor.
Yeah, we'll implement that. Currently, we have implemented in the AG grid. Here, we need to implement it. We have noted it.
Okay.
Organization detail is saved successfully. Here we can see that it is there with the customer type, customer/operator. Here we have implemented. In create new also, in the drop down we'll implement. We can edit the details. The detail is updated successfully.
Just sorry, I think I'm a little confused. So, okay, you have customer type and then vendor type.
Yes.
I'm really. Can you explain that a little bit more? What do you mean? Customer type. They're a customer/operator. Does that mean they are a customer and operator, or? And then vendor type. When we say, because we've got official vendor types, right? That would be coming from the overall list of vendor types. Or are we saying that this organization is also, this organization serves as also a customer, an operator, and a vendor?
Currently,
I think I'm a little confused as the way you've got it spread out.
Right, Jimmy. I think this one is different from what we already discussed. The thing here is that there has to be one column that's called type, okay, where it should only list if it's a customer, operator, vendor, or all of them, for example. This is one thing. The other thing is there is additional thing under vendor. It should list down exactly who is, like, is he an FBO? Is he a caterer or something? The other thing is after you created an organization as a customer, for example, there has to be the next step is to complete the profile. It should show the ability to complete the customer profile as well in the customer widget, which is not the case now. Now we are only creating the organization without the ability to continue or completing the whole customer profile or vendor profile. So so only creating an organization as a customer with only minimum details is not enough. So the first thing is to create. That's fine. Then it should say, okay, create as a customer. So it will show you the widget of a customer where you can you know, add additional details for that particular customer.
Actually, right now we can also, if I click on customer/operator, it will go to the customer module in the read only. We can also create the detail here itself, edit all the customer details we can add to that particular thing. We have implemented it like this.
Okay. I mean, it's okay, but it's like 2 steps. Like you have to create first the organization, then again go to the customer profile and edit. It's not like one click. It's like 2 clicks, 2-3 clicks to reach to the customer profile. And the other thing is you are confusing customer with operator. So it's either a customer or operator, or it could be both.
Hi, Safan, Kushal here.
Yeah.
When a user creates an organization which is mapped to a customer, automatically a CMS record in the customer will be created. Here in the user interface, we have shown that by clicking on the hyperlink, it will directly navigate to read-only mode.
I see. I don't know. What do you think, Jimmy? Is this fine, or it's better to make it one click create? I mean, go directly to edit mode in customer.
See what I'm confused on. Say, for example, you have a particular customer, ABC Aviation, or organization. Let's say it's an organization, ABC Aviation. Now, ABC Aviation is an operator, okay, a customer, and also a vendor. It has FBO services in a number of locations.
Right.
Okay. If we're putting in the type of organization they are, and it's effectively, you know, it's the 2 CMSs. It's the customer/operator, customer and operator CMS, and the vendor CMS. Which one would it open, and which one would you continue in from a data input point of view?
Yeah, so it will be on demand. Like it's so if I need to continue as a customer, so I will select, for example, the customer, then I will create as a customer, or I will select. So this one is different. I mean, they designed it in a way that you just create the organization first. After that, you select what you need and complete that profile.
It sounds to me that from an entry point of view, if we want to reduce the amount of steps, then you would have to have an organization field above the name, whether you're in customer/operator or vendor CMS. So you'd have the organization name as a primary field in the very first, at the top of the page. So if your entry point is via customer and operators, so then you would enter the organization name first, and you would then you would populate all the other information associated with customer and operator. But if you had your entry point as via vendor, and you were going to do it the opposite way around, you're going to do the vendor profile first. So my entry point is via, vendor, create new. I would still put in, I would have the same function. I would have the same ability in adding an organization, and then putting in, like a high-level organization, and then completing the rest of it.
Right. So both ways. I mean, both ways are here. Like, for example, if you click on this green icon, this one will change. I mean, yeah, this will change where if there is already an existing organization, you just select, and it should autofill, as you say, if there is something already existed in organizations. So this one is
but
already.
what if there isn't?
Sorry.
What if there isn't? What if there isn't? And
So
the
there isn't,
organization, the parent company, yeah, the organization, the parent company is different. The name of the parent company is different to the name of the client entity. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh,
No problem. This will happen under organization, for example. So we can create a profile there, and we can just select whatever parent it is. Then the moment that's been created, we can continue creating a customer, or we can directly create a customer, and it will automatically create an organization profile where we can link to a parent company there.
Right. Right. So if I build a new customer, it'll add that customer name under the organization. If I build a vendor, okay, I can add a vendor with a specific entity name, but also link it to a higher level organization company. Okay. Okay.
So both creating from a customer or vendor will create an organization, or the other way around, which is
so then why so that if that does it that way, why do I need an entry point on
like
the organization level?
I think it's more high level. Maybe here we will manage the parenting. I mean, the parent companies and organizations from the organization profile, for example. And maybe we can have like if I already have the whole structure of the company, maybe I will go directly to organization to start creating the profiles.
I mean, editing and managing the organizations from the organizational database, that makes sense. But if my add new is better controlled from either a vendor or a client CMS entry point of view, then that's my entry point. I should not have an entry point under organizations. I can manipulate the data in the organizations table, and I can link additional entities and what have you. But just to me, it doesn't sound. If I want to do everything in the one hit, I want to go in customer, note down all my information. You're right. I don't want to have it two steps. I don't want to have to get to organizations first, then come out of organizations, then go into customers, right? So that means that the whole point of creating a new organization is better suited during the vendor or customer creation process. If that makes sense.
I don't think it's an issue. I mean, it's just a different entry point. I mean, I don't see it's a problem. I mean, if all the time we will be concentrating on, as you said, the customers and vendors, it will not be like it's like it's not very critical that.
Okay, so then what they're presenting is fine. Then it just needs to be tweaked. Then so then it's if this is what they're presenting currently, our ability to go in the organization table and as an entry point and create a new organization. So then what they're showing us right now is we agree with them.
Yeah, I think it's only one thing which is related to the parent company. The parent company here, it makes sense to edit from organization. Why? Because if there's something that's related to both vendors and customers, then it's better to go there in organization and select the parent company. While on customer, we are saying, okay, there is only one group. We are it's like one table, which is customer, which has its own parent company. But on organization, we are more generalizing this concept.
That's a good point.
from a but don't you want to be able to select the parent company anyway? So if I'm profiling a vendor, okay, so company name, you know, FBO Services are us, you know, and you want to link that to a parent company. So okay, let's look at, you know, Dearjet and Honor Aviation, for example. Honor Aviation is the FBO. Well, it's the handler, and Dearjet is the parent company. Right.
Okay.
So, say for example, right now I'm creating Honor Aviation as a vendor, but I want to link it to Dearjet, who's both a customer and an operator. But I want to manage that in the add vendor new process. So I want to manage that entire process whilst I'm creating the new vendor within the vendor CMS.
I mean, we can add that field. We can add a parent company inside vendor CMS, but we will need to make sure that we're not confused, because this parent company drop down, it might be a vendor or it might be a customer. You know what I mean? Because
no, if I am inside the vendor CMS, but no, you should be able to, but regardless, you should be able to link it to any organizational entity though, because you might have a vendor that's the head office of an organization, and they're the parent company. They're a head office, they are the parent company, and they are a vendor, right? So in CMS, that vendor as a record already exists because it services certain locations. So from that respect, this new vendor that I'm currently adding, and should I need to map this new vendor to the parent company, who's also a vendor, then I should still be able to do that.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm just saying in a situation where the parent company is not of the same type. It could be a vendor, it could be a customer, as you said in the example of
but it could be. But that's just it. It could actually be the parent company. Could be anything really. It could be a vendor. It could be an operator. It doesn't. And you have this quite a bit. It's actually quite common.
Yeah, it's not an issue. I mean, we can. I mean, in this case, we can remove the edit or create page of the organization, and we can stay with the simple customers and vendors profiles. We'll just add parent company drop down there. Under customer or under vendor, and that parent company could be anything. It could be a customer or vendor. But in the back end, the logic will happen the same. I mean, the linking will be on the organization structure. I mean, we will not see it. We will not see this on the screen, but on the back end, actually, everything is interlinked. Like a customer could be linked to a vendor as a parent company, or to another customer.
Yeah. It just depends now. Okay, so we're saying we're going to remove the organization date table and just have it in the back end?
Yeah, we can just have it as a grid view. Like, I mean, that the list view of all organizations with them as either a customer or a vendor. But the issue here is that what if I need to we can link. If I need to create a vendor, I think we can link to an existing customer. That's fine. I mean, we can remove the entry point of organization.
Okay.
It will be only listing of everything, the organizations in the system, and the type. We just need the one column here. It says type. Where it is customer, operator, vendor.
Because I still need to be able to see. I need a place where I can see the relationships between certain organizational entities. So that would still be maintained in the organization table.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Okay. So it's just the AG grid currently that's displayed and how we're setting out the info that just needs to be tweaked then, because to me right now it's just, yeah, customer type, vendor type. You just need to see, you know, you got the organization name, and then it should just be type. You know, what are they? And that could be
Right.
multiple.
Right.
Okay, currently the column header you need only name and type. That's only two field you want in the AG grid.
Organizational name, or yeah, and organizational type. Yeah.
In that type you want customer, operator and vendor. Yeah.
Yes.
There is no create. You don't want create in organization.
Correct.
You want
Yeah, no need create or edit. Create or
both.
edit, we don't need.
Okay, you don't need create, edit.
No, but that.
Okay.
I think. Hang on, Safwan. I think edit could be edit of an existing record could be useful when you know, if you want to manage the relationship, maybe you want to remove an association between certain organizational entities. Again, if they share the contacts, contact amendments is still on the child on the child records or on the parent levels?
I think this one is not. I think we didn't come yet to the contacts sharing, but I think it's. I think they have this on the backend. Yeah, we have this, the sharing of the contact between organizations.
Okay.
But anyway, the association, even if you want to remove something, we just need to make sure that. I mean, removing this means deleting, which means like we are just deleting an existing customer or deleting an existing vendor, right?
Sorry, I didn't get you. As far as deleting?
I'm saying if I need to, for example, if this profile, if this company sample, if we have it as a vendor and a customer, and I want to remove it as a customer, does this delete?
No, I'm just removing the association.
But what?
I'm not.
Yeah, but what's the point of removing association?
Say, for example, you know, one company that owned another company sold it, and you know that company, that parent company, no longer owns, you know, a particular, you know, this other organization, this other company. So you might want to remove that association between the two companies.
But does they share the same? Do they share the same naming? I mean, they will not be sharing the same naming. So probably we will need to create a different profile, then removing the existing one.
Yeah. So a lot of the times, they may or may not. I mean, some companies, you know, that they may have childlike subsidiaries that have the same names, and then these subsidiaries are then sold and then renamed based on, you know, whoever bought them. So yeah, you know, it could happen.
So something similar to like a management company who's got a company who's got some aircraft and they're just managing, so they're operating as the parent company, but if they split like Copart did from Business Jet, then you know that you're not losing all of that data because it's a separate entity operating the aircraft, but a parent company that's actually the client itself.
Yeah, if they are the same naming, so this case applies. I mean, one organization that has a vendor and a customer, which they have actually the same naming. But when it comes to parent-child companies that has different entities and different name, it's like the normal way we are managing. We are creating just different profiles, and they are sharing one parent company. which is different than the association. It's only they are sharing a parent company, which is from the drop-down. They will just select the parent company for them.
Okay.
But when
Question.
it comes to
okay. So you're inside a vendor entry, and that vendor entry was mapped to a parent company. That is no longer the case. Where would you remove that linking with the parent company? Vendor or organizations?
So you go to the vendor profile, you change the linking to different entity, to different organization, because we will be either way creating a different profile, right?
Okay, so then we leave organizations as just a view mode with no edit functions, no edit or create.
Yeah. I think even if we change the name, like if we go to a vendor, for example, going to vendor profile, and we just go edit mode and try to change the name of the vendor, and this vendor is already a customer also. Changing the naming means the system should create a new profile, because it means that it's no longer related to the same entity. So it will just have it as a different profile, because the naming has been changed.
Yeah. Do we have cloning on the vendor and customer? A cloning option?
No.
Can't remember.
No, currently we don't have cloning option here in vendor or customer.
In vendor or customer, no cloning option.
No.
Okay, we'll leave this one on the side, and we'll pick it up at a later stage, just on the cloning side.
Okay.
So just for my clarification, you were saying if they change the name, then we would have to create a new entity?
So this case, yes, Duke, this case, we might, it's a good option if we if we say that, okay, if a customer and a vendor, they are actually the same naming, but for some reason that vendor naming has been changed, it means that they are not sharing the same the same entity name, which means that maybe the system will just auto create a new profile. Maybe they were sharing the parent company, but not the same naming.
So if the organization itself changes the name, like we had a situation where Business Jet Services changed their name to went from Business Jet Access to Business Jet Services, that wouldn't cause us to have to create a new client.
So if we are saying that, okay, the organization name should be changed, I mean the whole entity, for example, if the customer and the vendor they share the same naming, and this name, the main name is changed, so both they will change, the vendor name and the customer name will change. But if you are saying only the vendor entity is changed, then maybe this is a different profile. The whole concept is all about eliminating the duplication, name duplication in the system.
Okay, understand.
Okay.
Currently, you want this, right? When we click on customer or vendor or operator, whatever it is, on click, should it display the read-only mode, or you don't want this read-only mode of that particular data?
Yeah, this is good. This is good to go directly to the profile.
Yeah. Okay. Only the changes you want is there is no create, and the type should be clubbed together. We should have customer, operator, and vendors clubbed. Also, in the type field, you want us to add here also operator, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So this one, we said that the edit page is no longer there, but we have the parent company. We said the parent company, we will move it under customer and under vendor.
Okay, you don't want edit also in organization. You just want the AG grid. On click, it should display the customer or vendors, whatever particular on click it is there.
Yes.
And add the parent company in customer and vendor module. Creation.
Yes.
Okay.
And the parent company dropdown should get all, all organizations in the system.
Yeah. Currently, how many organizations? All the details should be present here.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. On deleting the organization, the particular organization won't be there in customer and vendors also. We'll keep the delete option. Is it fine, or you don't want the delete here?
Deleting. Not sure. I think the delete, it's better to be managed on individual profiles, because it's critical. If there is something that's been linked to both, it means we'll remove everything. What do you think, Jimmy?
Yeah, user right access.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
Permission based.
By permission. So keep the delete button, but we will show it by permission.
Okay. No edit module.
Safan, Naga here. I have a query.
Okay.
Say if I keep edit icon and there is an organization of type customer, then when I click on edit, it has to take me to the customer CMS edit screen, right?
So this one we said we don't need. We'll just click on the vendor, customer, or operator. Yeah, and it will just open the profile.
Okay, because we don't have creation of organization, but we are creating the customer or vendor in the respective CMS modules. So I felt like if we create, if I click on edit, it has to open to the say Mandolin base of type customer. Then when I click on edit, it will open the customer edit screen.
Yeah, if you can put, I don't know. I mean, this is where the mockup. But if you add an icon for each type here, where it will just give you one step to edit, it's okay, I think.
Because if I again send it to the organization edit screen, here we have only minimum fields, but in the customer and vendors fields we have specific to their customer and vendors fields.
Correct. So this is what I'm saying. If the type itself, I mean, for example, this first organization, if the type is customer and vendor, so how you will show the edit?
Yeah, then we will have the conflict.
So this is what I'm saying. You just need, like, when you click on the customer or when you click on vendor, you just show the details of that particular company.
Sure.
Then from there we can edit the details.
Sure, got it.
And Safan, Chinmay here. Maybe before implementing the the proposed change, we will have one more set of discussion. Then we will check the impact. Then we will do it.
No problem. Sure.
Yeah.
I'll move forward. Currently, what we had implemented is organization, whatever we have created or present one, it will come here. If it is not linked to vendor, the details will come here.
So can you go back to edit?
Edit. Okay, I'll go to some other.
So the list of the yeah. Can you go to edit?
Yeah.
So this the linking is here, or you can select here from the company name.
Hi Safan, Nitesh here. Currently we are implementing the linking feature for edit screen. Currently the linking feature is in only create mode.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say here you should select the organizations that are not customers, not the opposite way.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
are already creating a customer. Yeah.
Yeah, it is implemented in that way. It was my mistake. Sorry. I just missed it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. We can edit the detail. We can delete the particular customer organization created.
Mm-hmm.
In contacts, currently there are no details created, so it is showing no rows. I'll create a contact detail.
Mm-hmm.
Here, if the maximum is like if I select phone, the first one is phone 1. If we multi-select, the maximum we can add is 3. We'll get a warning telling that maximum attempt reach. We can take mobile, add again those features. Also, if you don't want, we can remove it. If we want to add still more contacts, we can add using the contact type. The particular contact type is implemented. We can see the details.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, right now inside Medium, we can see the purpose, but it will be still in progress. The purpose will be a different column so that it won't come under the Medium section. And edit, we have not yet implemented. It will be implemented in Sprint 14. Delete, we have implemented. So it is successfully deleted.
I think we need to look at
Yeah.
the purpose again. Can you just
Yeah.
can you just go create new contact for me?
Yeah.
Okay, purpose. I got mailer. We're currently in customers, correct?
Yes, we are in customers.
Okay. Now, so for the whole purpose behind, the purpose of the purpose field was to assign certain contacts to the template and certain contacts to the actually the brief is more on for the airports. And it goes down to and it's something of the vendor requirement where we profile vendors with certain contacts, and those contacts need to go on the brief.
Right.
So this purpose, I think this purpose applies. Yeah, the purpose drop down, I think should only refer to the vendor contacts, not customer contacts.
Okay.
Right. I think later we could use this for other things, like for client-facing applications.
I was going to say that. I was going to say purpose. It's a good field to have, yeah. But just the current selections is a selection specific to the vendor module, not the customer module.
Right. What we can do, I think, from backend, we can have the purpose and we have a category for the same purpose. Like, for example, a mailer and brief maybe for vendors, but I don't know, portal and application for clients, for example.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can do something with it, definitely. Even from my side, you know, from an operations, you know, you can say, okay, this contact is for this, that contact is for general ops, that contact is for. So I think we can do something with it. But just yeah, so the current content that's available there in the drop-down field is not specific to organizations.
All right.
So we'll give you a list, guys, for the purpose. I would hope that that this list is not static and that we're able to amend from time to time.
Okay. Currently, you want purpose field here, or you want it only the vendor?
We want a purpose field there, but the drop-down values that currently exist needs to be removed and replaced by a different set of values.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So Supriya, this list will be different in vendors. I mean, what you see here is different in customer than vendor.
Okay.
Like it's purpose. We will need purpose in both.
Okay, fine.
As a purpose drop down.
Okay. Any other feedbacks in context?
Context looks okay. The rest.
Yeah. The next one is operational nodes. Here we can see the set of services, whatever is related. I'll select a service. I'll add. Post adding, in case if I don't want, I can delete the particular service selected. I'll enter the detail. I'll save it. Post saving, I'll get an add icon, delete icon and edit. Also created by and last updated timing I can save along with the date. In case if I add here itself, the particular service will be added which is previously created by me, so it will come under that. I can save it. On click, it gets saved. I'll select.
I think when it's saved,
yes.
Does it have to look in this fashion? Does it have to look still like it's still in edit mode? So when you're in edit mode, you got the box, you got the text manipulating tools, etc. But when you save it, it should just be like like a statement, like a paragraph.
Right.
Whereas currently, when you save, it looks like still like a panel that you can still input data.
Okay. Okay, you want once.
We should have a read mode. We should have a read mode different.
Exactly.
Yeah. Once you
exactly right.
It should display in the read-only mode. On click of edit or something, it should be again in the box format.
Yes, correct.
And the second thing, I think I'm not sure if it's on the mockup, but on hover, on last updated, it should show also the name of who updated the note. I think on hover, that feature.
Okay.
You mean a created by and a last updated by a separate separate field, so you combine it.
Yeah, if you hover on the last updated, the date of the last updated, it should show the name of who updated that.
Well, why don't we just have? I mean, you got the space, so you can have it last updated by, last created.
Yeah, well, I'm just recalling from the mockup. I think It was like showing. Yeah, no problem. You can have that.
Okay, you want created by date, last updated, and updated by.
Last updated by, yeah.
But the thing is, usually if someone is creating it, the other person can't edit it. That would be like the same person is creating and updating. The same name will be reflecting.
First time, only first time.
Mm-hmm. Only the first time. Any subsequent?
Yeah.
Yeah. All subsequent updates. Obviously, you know, the potential is that you'll have a different person updating it.
Right.
Okay.
Is there a log available for the changes that you can take a look at?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Is there a log for any updates and changes to be able to see exactly what was updated?
I think we said, yeah, we do. I think that was already discussed. I think Manju, I told, maybe I discussed this with Manju, that we will need.
Yes,
maybe in the users under settings, maybe there will be a log of everything that's happening in the system.
Yeah, actually, the log,
Any change.
maintaining the log.
Anything that's just particular to that data, because if it's a master log, well, that's going to be a lot of data to go through. But if there was something on just this record that you wanted to kind of see, you know, what was going on with that thing, it would be very helpful.
I think, yeah, we just need to see how critical is this information. So if you will need a whole history of what happened here, I mean, we could have that. I'm not sure. I mean,
yeah, I think it makes sense of one. See, with operational notes, the guys would time to time need to see a log of changes. Now, I understand and agree with the audit trail that we're going to have in settings, but that's not going to be available to your average user. So for operational notes, given the importance of it and given how it's going to be accessed by multiple individuals within operations, I think we need to provide like a log icon that pops up upon selection, and it just gives you a history of you know, created, last updated, etc., etc. You know, we can even move.
What the changes were.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, you know, you can, if you select, then maybe, or you hover over it, it tells you what changes or what were the changes prior. I know we've got that same exact thing in Aware, I guess. So it's probably one of those features that we've become used to.
Well, and if you know somebody's updated the takeoff weight or any of the preferences and that kind of stuff, we could go to that person and ask them, you know, what caused this? Why did we change this or update that? Maybe they can provide some feedback on that.
Yeah, that's fine, dude. But we're talking more specifically here with operational notes, which split across the services. For any aircraft parameters, anything like that, that would be in the audit trail because it's less severe, I guess. But you're not going to be able to access aircraft parameters on this page. This is more so just operational notes, with specific to the services that we offer.
No, I'm meaning database updates. You know, any of those types of things. I think it's just better to have a log for that particular record.
Yeah, no, we will. No, I agree with being able to see an on-screen, you know, history of changes, specifically on this display, on the operational notes display. Anything aside from that can go in the audit trail via the settings, which could be accessible by a manager.
Okay, got it.
So I think here, Supriya, we will remove all this created by, I don't know, last updated. Then we'll just have an icon. It's like a log icon. When you press on it, it just show the date and the name of the person.
There is
It's like a table.
Okay, hi Safwan, Manju here. Hi Jimmy.
Hi.
Hey, Manju.
How are you? Actually, there is you don't want that created by. You are showing only informations. Click on information icon. You are showing the data.
Yeah, this line created by last updated.
Okay.
If you just remove this and replace this information with an icon.
Okay.
When you click on the icon, it will show a pop-up, like small pop-up, where it shows the history.
History of
what happened.
Okay.
Yeah, of what happened. It's like a table with two columns, name and the date.
Okay, in the first create, who is created, and second, who is edited and changed something.
No problem.
Other things.
You don't need. I mean, the first time created, it will just show the name of the person and the date. That's it.
Okay.
Everything later, it's like edited. It will be, obvious for the reader.
Okay.
You don't know to show if it's created or edited. It will be just a history log.
Okay, I'll come up with you. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Safwan. Actually, the current implementation is like if other user cannot edit the already existing. Like for example, here created by person is Naganan. Someone else, say for example, Shruti cannot edit his comments. That's how we have implemented right now. Is it right, or you want comment?
No, that's not right.
So you want
we operate on shift basis, and there are we're a company of 200. Operationally, certain individuals will have access to these operational notes, and based on the user right settings, we will be giving multiple individuals the right to amend and delete the operational notes. So one user who creates a note can have that note removed by an additional user or a third-party user.
Okay. So someone creates it, the other person, whoever has an access to it, can delete it, can edit it, all the action he can perform on that. Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. The next is preferences. Here we have it is similar to capabilities, but we have two extra fields, that is preferred and forbidden. AG grid is implemented. Also the changes which are the services, we have made it mandatory in capabilities and in preferences. We have removed the reference code request form, which was told in the visibility demo. Here, in case if I select Reliance Security in preferred, this particular vendor won't be, you cannot select it in forbidden because we have already selected in preferred, and the other things we can select it. I'll save the details.
Where did we go on the country/airports discussion?
I think we didn't. Tell them about this. So I think the agreement. Yeah, I think we discussed this internally. I don't know if you recall, Chinmay, about the country airport that we were discussing.
Yes.
So the main thing whenever we select overflight, permit overflight, it should only let us select countries, only countries. Anything else, we can select airports from the list. I mean, if I'm selecting any service from the list except overflight services, I should be able to select countries and airports.
It's actually takeoff, overflight, or landing. It's all the it's actually all the permits. All the permits are applied on a on a country level.
Okay. Can I make it?
So yeah, all permits
different. 2 boxes.
So just separate the two. You cannot add
country and airport.
For permits, there's 4 permits.
Okay, only.
Okay, anytime you select takeoff, landing, or overflight permits, the ability to profile the country/airports will be limited only to the country selection and not airports. Yeah. So the system should take that as that whatever country is profiled, that service applies to the entire country, and you should not have to expand on the airport level.
Only per permit. No, only permit. Is there any other services only per permit, right? Overfly permit.
So Jimmy, this condition is applied only for the permit.
Yeah, that's a good question, guys. That's a good question.
I think in this
case, I'm just trying to think if there is actually other situations that where the service is applied for the country itself. I think this is going to complicate it, Safwan.
Yeah,
I think this is going to complicate it.
We can separate the boxes. I mean, we can still separate the boxes.
Yeah.
Other way around this, we can have in the services CMS, we can say if this is a country service or it's a ground service. Like we just add that option. So this in the preferences, it will either limit it by countries or only by airports, or maybe both.
Guys, sorry, just hold off on this. We'll have to come back to you. I'm not entirely convinced now. Let's just hold off, Safwan. We'll need to back to the drawing table on this one.
Sure, no problem. Sure.
Here also we can delete the particular.
So this.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
No, sorry. Proceed.
Yeah. We can delete the particular details, create a preference. Next is documents. Particular customer document is created successfully. We can see an attachment here. Also, we can add from here or drag and drop. I can delete the particular file uploaded.
Sorry, in the document,
Yeah.
do you have a preview?
Yes.
Like a preview for the...
It's current.
You can see the...
We are still
Yeah.
working on it.
I see.
I also saw that you've got a section where you're putting in notes, adding notes to the document prior to saving. Where are the notes viewed? Okay, now once I save, okay, yep, go back to the grid view,
Yeah.
AG grid. Where am I reading the notes?
Currently, we have not added it in the AG grid view.
Okay.
You want the notes to be added in the AG grid?
Well, obviously, if you're adding notes, you need to be able to view the notes. So you need like a read only display. Look at the side to the right where you've got attach. Yeah, no,
How you can edit this record? Like if, for example, I need to edit the issue date or expiry date. Can we do this or no?
No, we cannot edit. We can just delete and upload it.
No, that needs to be changed.
So you need to add the edit mode for this. So you can just change the expiry date or something.
Safan, I think in the mockup also edit was not mentioned, and I think that will take the lot of the time to if you want to implement it. So like,
But this is like I mean, even if it's not in the mockup, but it's like create, update, delete functionality, because like this situation, if for example I have 4 or 5 attachments and I want to update the expiry date, I don't know what I have to do with this record, you know. I mean, I updated the attachments, but the record itself is not updated.
What if I also want to amend the notes within instructions? Some documents have care notes that need to be reviewed before I view the document, or that coincide with the document. The same thing applies to country documents, to airport documents, to what have you. And those notes may need to be amended from time to time. So that would need anything that has like a note box. I think it's safe to say that an edit trigger would be needed.
Yes.
Jimmy and Safan, maybe we can have a separate discussion, on it. I'll make a note of it, and I'll set up the meeting. Maybe we can discuss.
If you can, you don't need to add a different screen for edit. You can, if you will be implementing inline edit, you can just put them here. You can just implement the inline edit here, and just add the note box down. I mean,
and a note box somewhere. Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't need to create a different page for this.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because like we have already implemented this for all the other modules. So yeah, like we will have a discussion. First, we'll have internal discussion. Then see the feasibility and the extra the time how much it will consume, because the API also has to be updated, changed. Then whole logic will change. Then we will have a discussion with you, like on what is the the solution the going forward.
Yeah,
I'll make a note of it.
No problem. No problem, Chinmay. This should not affect, I mean, what you are doing now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the documents will be done once and will be applied everywhere.
Yeah, I'll move forward. Next is cruise. Okay. Currently, we have 4 fields: name, contracted, position, and assistant in the AG grid. I'll create a detail. We have implemented that not applicable for zip code. If you click on it, it gets disabled. In case if I enter the date and then click on also, it get grayed out. It won't be present.
Yeah.
Contact type, it's similar to the contact subtask. We can add it. After 3, it will show the maximum thing. It is saved successfully. The previous personal info will be saved on clicking on next. Here, as I've come from micro Excel custom name, that particular thing will be already selected. We can add the remaining customer, anyone, whichever we need. On clicking on add, it will be displayed. The next is profile type. I'll create the passport detail. On clicking on add, we can see the passport number, nationality, issue date, and expiry date. I'll create visa detail. Here the visa document is uploaded successfully. We can see the details. I'll click on finish. The details created will be reflected here. Nationality, passport, expiry type. In case of passport, for visa we have country, visa number, and expire. We can also edit the particular detail. I have edited the residence, so it has come here. Detail is reflected. We can also delete the details. Any changes or feedback on this?
Looks good.
Okay. Yeah.
This I have a question here in the under the details. Is this gonna be scrollable or searchable? For example, if there are I don't know.
We can search.
I mean, can you search by passport number, for example?
No, currently we cannot search using the passport number.
Hi, Safwan, Adarsh here.
Actually, in AG Grid, only the record which are presented in the header will be searched as the results. See, if you want, you can see here like this. Sorry, you can search, and the data which is present inside the main header will not get. Again, it's not accessible to the search box. And we
But
will
is there
raise a ticket with the AG Grid on this.
even if can you put at least a search box inside the details, for example?
Yeah, we will raise a ticket with AG Grid and we will let you know someone.
Yeah, check, because this is very important feature. I mean, the
Okay,
search
okay.
is very important feature.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I'll move forward. Next is passengers. It is similar to crew.
Hang on, Sarah. We're in passengers and we've got pilot credentials.
Yes.
No, well, passengers. You should not really have. You can listen. You can profile a pilot profile as multiple, including passenger. But if I go new passenger, you should not be able to. Sorry, you would not have pilot credentials as part of the as part of the options.
Okay.
I think that got in there somehow unintentionally.
Okay. So your pilot credentials, you don't want it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we have only 3 profile type: passenger, VIP, and other.
Yep.
Yeah. Next, we can add the passport and everything. Similar to the only changes here is pilot credentials you don't want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The columns there, the name, contracted positions. I'm able to select what column. The column settings also apply here, correct?
Yeah.
Name, contracted position.
Can also filter it based on details if it is.
Am I able to insert any additions? Nationality, it's an important one.
Okay.
Nationality is already present under the passport details.
Under the passport, right. Okay. Let me review and I'll get back to you.
Yeah. Okay. Next is flight categories. We can add the particular category. We can remove it. We can save the details. It is saved successfully. Okay, the one is aircraft that I'll show in the Devon one. On clicking on create new, it will open in separate widget. And since I opened from Supriya, it came as customer Supriya. All the details, if it is already filled, it will be auto-populated. On clicking on save, the details will be reflected here and the particular widget will be closed. We can also edit. On clicking on edit, it will open as a separate widget. I can edit it. And it will be saved. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
For the aircrafts, Safar and Jimmy, still there are some issues, and we are working on it. So once it is, it will be deployed to the QA maybe by end of today or tomorrow. Hey, connection ಹೋಯ್ತು. Hello. ಅವನ ಫೋನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅವನು ಕುಶಾಲ್ ಕಲಿಯಪ್ಪ ಅವನು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಇದು ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್.
While they are working on different modules.
Because I agree, it's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be implemented.
Safan, Jimmy, sorry, like there was a connection lost, and I lost for a few seconds.
Yeah, it's okay, Shinmay, no problem. We kept ourselves entertained.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think you are when Shruti was explaining the aircraft, you are able to see that, right? I don't know, like when we lost the connection.
Yeah, we were, but it was. I think she entered via customer, selected aircraft, said new, added customer. The customer name was supposed to be pre-populated, but yet when she saved and went back to the AG grid, the customer name was not there. We also obviously need to see the ability to add multiple customer names in a specific entry. So that would need to be demoed.
Okay. Yeah, we'll make a note of it, Jimmy.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still under progress, is it? Aircraft?
Yeah, actually, it's not like, we have our issues, like we are fixing it. But yeah, this is...
Right.
Hi, Safan, Shruti.
That's okay. You can re-demo it. You can re-demo this aircraft when it's complete.
Okay. Yeah, only the change is you need a multiple customer name in aircraft create, right? We should have option.
Oh, absolutely. That's very, very important. It's also documented from the start. So.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Like I have made a note of it.
Very, very important.
Okay. Yeah. Like right now
in fact, that applies to both operator and customer. That it's a multi-select. field.
Yeah, operator is multi-select field. For customer, we had graded out for only one particular. We will do the whatever the changes you told, we'll implement it.
Yeah. See, I can see your entry point. Your entry point was via customer. So then, yeah, the customer name should be pre-populated on entry, but it should not be grayed out. You should have the ability to actually add more customers. The question here is it done on the initial get-go, or do I save? And then when I go back into edit, I could be able to, enter multiple customers. But actually, having said that, a particular aircraft registration may already exist in the system, and I pressed edit and I want to add multiple. So no, it should never be grayed out. It should always be visible, the amount of customers that are linked to a particular aircraft.
Okay. Yeah, we'll implement it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and for the document notes, it will comes like this. Manju has just shared me the um, mockup. So the same thing will be updated in the mockup also. If this looks fine.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah,
good.
yeah, that looks fun.
Okay.
As long as I can edit the fields, as Afan was also saying, the issue date, expiry date, and the notes on screen edit would be perfect. We don't need to press edit, go to another screen, come out of that, etc., etc.
Okay, first we'll have internal discussion for that. Then we'll have a with you, Jimmy.
Yep. All right.
And you have any other feedback on the aircraft other than the
aircraft here? Sorry, aircraft here is part of the aircraft tab here. It's part of customer, right? Because I don't see the right menu. Yeah, I think how you will navigate to different tabs within customer here on the left widget.
Yeah, the thing is, it has already been noted they're working on it. The aircraft module is not completely implemented. That part is remaining. You are telling that you wanted to go to the subtask, right? You wanted so that you can navigate to the customer subtask.
Yeah, because it's it's because it's from within the customer we are browsing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're implementing. We are working on it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, then this is for the Sprint 13, and if you have another 10 or 15 minutes time, we can discuss the Sprint 14 planning and the retrospective also. Or you want me to have another?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and
Chinmay, I'll give you a heads up as well. The financials tab for customer. I know we said, put that on hold, but we've been given a directive by Executive Management Group to have this completed ASAP as well. So we had various meetings with our folks in accounts and sales, and I'll be coming up with just a mock-up and then presenting it to you guys for wireframe completion. That will be in the next week or so. So this is just a heads up. We may need then to slot it in where we can.
Sure, Jimmy. Please share me the mock. I will come up with the finalized one, and we'll once you approved, we'll start working. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So for the 13 retrospective, since on the sprint we have improved and we are in the maturation phase. So we are going to continue the best practice, and one more addition to that, what we are going to start from the next sprint is if we take a sprint 13, Kushal has identified for the crew, he has identified 7 to 8 scenarios where it is actually a use case. So that we are implemented at the end, we are going to implement in the next sprint. So to avoid that, what we had, the thought was, we have already assigned the user stories to the particular developers. So they are going to go through the user stories. Then they will share the clarification or a doubt with Safan and Jimmy. Then they will start the development. Rather than at the end of the, the sprint implementation, it is always better to, the initially only we will have a discussion, and first we'll send a mail. Then, once we get a, the reply to that, then after that, if we still need a clarification, then I will set up a call, then we can discuss, then we will start the development. So this is the a new approach we thought. What you suggest, Jimmy? Is it a good idea?
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I don't see any issues.
Yeah, because early involvement in like you and Safan, if we involve you in the early stage, we can get to know the changes required, or the some, for example, some field, whether it's a mandatory or the technical aspect. Safan can give us the feedback. Operational, the input you can give us, then we can the go ahead with the development. So that's where we are going to start from the next sprint. And if you see,
yeah, no problem.
Yeah, if you see the the last, I think 1 or 1.5 month shared plan, I had actually planned vendors in the 1.5 sprint. But yeah, like on that mail also, I had mentioned that if you are able to complete early, yes, we are going to make it. So the next, in the single sprint, we are going to take up the vendors and the airport and countries, which were the, like when I had discussed this with in this slide, if you see, yeah, so the feedback which were given in the last sprint demo, the for aircraft and countries, we are going to implement that in this sprint. With this, we have to now there are a couple of feedbacks. We have to discuss that also, and how we can incorporate that in the next sprint, or we need the one more few more days to implement that.
Yep.
So yeah, this is
okay. Can I also ask you just to give us a summary? Shinmei, I think we spoke about it last time, but yeah, definitely. I think for us to all be on the same page, I think definitely just a summary at the end of the meeting on pending decisions from us.
Yes. Like last time, I'm going to send a MOM with the action plan. Generally, I will give that. So whichever it is still pending, I will highlight it in a different color, and I will send it.
Please. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I just don't want us to fall back on the information that's pending from our side, and then delaying things.
Yeah. What I will do, like I will send a MOM with a detailed, the feedback and which is still pending. And if I have missed anything, you and Safan can add to that, and we will see how we can take it up. First, we will finalize the feedback, and whether it is a change request or whether it's a task or already it's a defect is there for that. First, I will have sorry for it. I will have internal discussion. Then I will share the MOM, and whichever it is still where the pending from US, I will mention, I will highlight that, and we'll take it forward, Jimmy.
Yeah, you're recording this session still, yeah?
Yes, I am recording, and I'm updating in YouTube, like all the sessions.
Okay. So you guys are reviewing our conversation and just coming up with the pending item and changes. Okay,
Yep.
good.
Okay. Yeah, maybe Manju wants to have a few words.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hey.
Jimmy, actually, tomorrow morning, can we take a vendor module go through? Because today we are discussed with Safan. We have some changes, so I updated all the things. Can you tell me which times are you free? Just to confirm.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
More.
Okay, and I have to check on a few things. Can we? I'll send you a message on WhatsApp.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, on our WhatsApp group.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you guys.
All right, guys. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Have a nice evening. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, guys. All the best. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.